This video is brought to you by MTGGoldfish, a series of reusable gaming packs for MTG Cube sideboards and other games like Keyforge. Check them out at cubemtgs.com with new designs every Monday. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Monday means it's Modern Monday here in Instant Deck Tech land, and we have a spicy one to look at today. This is an old deck that's got some really big updates from Ravnica Allegiance. We've played Shaman before in the past. Well, this is Jund Shaman, taking advantage of two really sweet and very powerful new Shaman from Ravnica Allegiance. And this one comes to us from Caleb D, Magic Streamer Extraordinaire. So congrats to Caleb on a super sweet deck. He took it to a 5-0 finish on Magic Online, by the way. A quick reminder before we break down Jund Shaman for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you'll want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So let's talk some Jund Shaman, starting with the old cards. Our old payoff for Jund Shaman, or Shaman in general, and still our payoff today, is Rage Forger. Rage Forger is the reason to play a Shaman deck. When it comes into play, you put a +1/+1 counter on each Shaman you control, and then whenever a creature with a +1/+1 counter attacks, you get to deal 1 damage to target player. So in a all Shaman deck, this is basically a combination of a Shaman Lord that is also sort of like this weird Hell Rider. Like, once our deck gets going, we don't actually have to get in combat damage with our creatures to close out the game, because we just ping our opponent to death with all of our attackers. So Rage Forger, one of the best payoffs for the deck, but it's joined by a new card. Our new payoff, Judith the Scourge Diva. So Judith is another amazing 3-mana payoff for this deck. It comes down, it pumps all of our teams, similarly to Rage Forger, and then whenever a non-token creature we control dies, we get to ping something for 1. So if we combine Rage Forger, putting counters on stuff, and doing the Hell Rider thing, with Judith pumping our stuff and dealing damage when stuff dies, we just play these cards, slam all of our random Shaman into our opponent, ping them as we attack, and then if our opponent blocks and kills our stuff, we ping them again with Judith to close out the game. So just really scarily aggressive starts. Following up Judith, we have one more kind of pseudo payoff, just a one-of in Metallic Mimic, kind of another pseudo lord that works well with Rage Forger since it puts counters on things. So these are the cards that really make the deck function. We need these cards so badly that we even have Flamekin Harbinger to tutor up our Rage Forger. Doesn't get Judith, unfortunately, but that's fine. This is just additional copies of Rage Forger that can also get whatever other elemental we have in our deck, which is some of our other cards as well. So then we have kind of our support cards, and what this deck really wants to do is flood the board with Shaman really quickly. So for this, we have Burning Tree Emissary, which allows for some absurd starts in multiples. We just cast it, it's essentially free. We cast another one, follow that up by playing our Rage Forger, our Judith or whatever, and just getting in obscene amounts of damage really early in the game. And then Boss Banneret, only a 2-of, but it makes all of our Shaman cost 1 less, which means our Judith all of a sudden is 2 mana, our Rage Forger 2 mana, so it just accelerates the speed of the deck significantly. So these are just the random Shaman on the battlefield. Then we have kind of like our card advantage Shaman, as weird as this sounds. So Elvish Visionary has long been a staple of Shaman, because it's just a Shaman body on the battlefield that also draws us a card. So it finds us another Shaman, costs 1 mana if we have our Boss Banneret out, works well with the chain of Burning Tree Emissaries at the end. And then we also have a new addition in Rixmati Reveler. So Rixmati Reveler, we can just cast it as a random 2-drop Shaman, loot through our deck, get rid of an extra land, dig deeper for Rage Forgers and Judas, or if we get up to turn 4, we can Spectacle it, and because of our Boss Bannerets and our Burning Tree Emissaries, we can empty our hand really quickly, so it's possible that we're actually going to just draw 3 cards with Rixmati Reveler when things go wrong. Then we have our 1-drops, and our 1-drops, they're not very good, but they are Shaman, and we just want Shaman bodies on the battlefield. Firedrinker Satyr, just a painful, pumpable version of Savannah Alliance. Spikeshot Elder is kind of cute with our Rage Forgers, with our Judas. We can pump its power and then activate it to shoot our opponent or shoot down blockers that might be in the way. So not incredibly powerful cards, but they fill the curve well. Then we have, at the the top of our curve. Collected Company, just 2 Shaman for the price of 1 card at instant speed. Great way to find our Rage Forgers, our Judas, and whatnot. For removal, we have some Lightning Bolts. Nice because they can go to our opponent's face in a pinch. In the mana base, Cavern of Souls makes our stuff uncounterable, fixes our mana, a bunch of dual lands, and then some basic lands. In the sideboard, we have a bunch more Shaman. Starting with Reclamation Sage, Shaman to deal with artifacts and enchantments. Plague Crafter gives us a Shaman to catch Planeswalkers. Really good against like control decks. If our opponent has a Teferi or a Jace or something, they might not have any creatures because they're playing control. Plague Crafter comes down and eats it. Fulminator Mage to deal with Tron lands and the like. Eternal Witness just for value. Tormod Script Surgical give us some graveyard / combo hate, and then one Bonfire of the Damned, just as a sweeper, a little bit hard to control, but even if we cast it X1 for 3 mana, it gets rid of a bunch of like Lingering Souls tokens, Young Pyromancer tokens, and doesn't hurt our board, so we can keep attacking with our Shaman, and that is Jund Shaman for Modern, and that's been our Instant Deck Tech for today, so thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.